Good morning. It's Tuesday, February 3rd, 2022. My name is Terry Morgan. We are here to practice Wudang Qigong. I haven't been in this room for a little bit. I've changed. I'm broadcasting this room for a little bit. I've changed a couple things around, not too much. A little bit more space in a couple of places, and just changed the way the room sits a little bit. I am hoping that this is also going to give me an opportunity to do a couple more things. Okay, so what you can't see is a bookshelf and some other things that I have over on the other side of the camera that I want to bring into these classes and to encourage the connection between what we're doing in this class, Wudang Qigong, basic sets, and whatever else you might be doing. All right, and I'm going to talk about that for a second. Hang on. And we'll get started. All right, this idea that I want to take certain concepts, certain philosophical teachings, and bring them into what I'm teaching here. There was something that I saw this morning that is in Chinese, there's a 很像的道理. It's very much according to the way things need to go. Dali is the way. 想道, 不道理. This is disruptive. This is 很道理, very encouraging, right? So the idea is that if there's a detour, if there's a blockage, if there's a door that's gotten closed, if there's something that you're trying to do and every time you get up to try, there's something that gets in your way, right? You can't do this. Something stops you. The context that I saw it was an actual real world circumstance where there might be a literal door closed. You're not welcome here. All right, that kind of thing. It happens. So what do? You keep knocking on the door. Sometimes you get a person on the other side that would open the door and be kind. Other times you get the door opened and slammed in your face again. The universe is trying to tell you something, right? It is. There are some things that we want to work for. We want to work toward. We may not be able to do it today, but we want to work for it because it's a positive thing. We can grow from this. We can develop something. We can gain some skill, some value that we want from whatever this is. And there's times when you got to keep knocking on the door. There's other times when you look at it and go, well, there's another door over here. Let me try over there and see if that one will open for me because this one is not working. All right? I have seen this myself literally in being turned away from a place because I wasn't the person they wanted there. Yeah. More than once. I've seen this in things that I've tried to do that just didn't work out at all. It just didn't happen. I tried. I made the effort. It worked well for a minute, sort of. But there was no momentum behind it. Couldn't get it going. It wasn't what I was supposed to be doing. For whatever reason, it wasn't what I needed to be doing at the time. The universe was trying to tell me something, and I wasn't listening. All right? What's happened when I listen is that I pay attention to those things that are of value to me, what I choose. So I don't want to be angry all the time. I don't like being angry. It's not fun. It's not creative at all. I like being very creative. All right? So anger, goodbye. All right? I don't want to keep it. I want to get rid of it. This idea, what do I have to overcome? What do I need to do in order to follow this path? In order to follow this path, what roadblocks get in my way? Sometimes the path is the roadblock, right? Sometimes what you need to do is to find a way to overcome that roadblock. Other times, that roadblock is there to at least get you to stop for a minute and say, is this something I should overcome? Try to overcome? Is this something that I should consider the universe is telling me not go this way and I should turn around and go a different way? Right? Asking that question gives us a level of insight to not only what we're doing generally, what we're doing in our own practice, right? So, basic stuff. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to give you a real simple example, and I'll give you a more complicated example. Real simple example. I'm going to bend my knees. We're in practice, right? I'm going to bend my knees. Your complaint, I can't bend my knees. It hurts when I bend my knees, right? Why does it hurt when you bend your knees? Is that a roadblock that you should overcome? Or is that something telling you not to do this? Right? What kind of pain do you have? I've talked about this in other sessions. What kind of pain is it? Is it a kind of a warm, fuzzy, yeah, okay, I'm doing this kind of a pain? Or is it a sharp, intense, ouch kind of a pain? First one, you can keep going. The second one, don't keep going. Stop. Right? That roadblock, that pain in the knee, is telling you to pay attention. Alright? Now, this pain in the knee, suppose that I'm doing this. Every time I bend, I do this. I push my weight, my butt goes back, and I push my weight forward into my knees. Or, as I bend, I'm doing this. Leaning back and pushing my weight into my knees. It's going to hurt. It's going to be uncomfortable. My knees are going to be uncomfortable. Why? Posture. All right. This is essential to long-term practice. All right. The more complicated example goes to how we think. What ideas are going through your head? What am I paying attention to? What am I listening to? What am I not paying attention to? Right? Selective listening. What am I thinking? Literally, what am I thinking? Are my thoughts constructive? I'm going to go practice. I'm all excited about being back in the studio this morning, and it's going to be good. Are my thoughts destructive? I've really had enough of this jerko neighbor that I've got. I got both of those going on. Which one am I going to cultivate? Okay? Now, and that's for everything. That's true for everything. Which one am I going to pay attention to? Which one am I going to cultivate? Well, I'm going to cultivate the one that says, I'm real excited to be in this room again. And I haven't been in here for a couple of weeks, and it feels really good, and I was really anticipating it. So here we are. Focusing on that requires, it's not an option, it requires that I let go of the others. Right? If I'm going to bring all of my effort to focus on this idea, I don't have any space. I don't have any room. I don't have any energy. I don't have any time for other stuff. This is my focus. Right? Cultivating that, the same as, am I leaning back into my knees and that's causing me pain? Am I leaning forward into my knees and that's causing me pain in my knees? Checking your balance. Maybe you've got a little bit of arthritis in your knees. Knees are uncomfortable. How much you're going to work them? Up to you. Recognizing that it's a roadblock, it can be overcome. Practice methods, little by little, you can overcome it. It's not something that should stop you. The process of organizing and recognizing how we think, that thought process, and then developing the skill to decide, I'm not going to think about that right now. I'm not. I'm really not. Seriously, I'm not. All right? And to decide, I want this. I'm going to try and get it. I don't want this. I want to spend zero of my energy, 0 of my time, 0 of any thought on this. I don't want it. Why would I spend time on something I don't want when I have the opportunity to spend time on something that I do want? Right? This change in thinking is subtle. It calls on something that we cultivate in our Qigong practice, these subtle energies within ourselves to transform, literally transform our habit, our thinking habits, so that they are constructive for us, right? How I think about things, how you think about things, not going to be the same. That's okay. Constructive for you, constructive for me, hey, we're good. Destructive is what we want to avoid. All right? Let's get started. Qigong practice. Let's do basic stretch, my basic stretch. All right, feet about shoulder width apart. Wiggle the toes, wiggle the fingers, open the arms. Relax, pull up through the crown of the head. And circle to the front. And back around to both sides. Up along the center line. Stretch out. again. Relax through the back, pull up through the abs, pull up through the hip, pull in and up along the sides, through the waist and through the ribs. One more time. Smile. Stretch up. Elbows drop down. Wrists, fingertips, hands return to your sides. Stay there. Ladies, right hand on the outside. Gentlemen, left hand on the outside. Breathe in to the middle dantian and breathe out. Return to the lower dantian. Sink. Open the hip. Use the back of the leg. All the knee does is bend. Don't lean. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Two more. Hands down along both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Take just a short break. I'm going to sip of coffee. I want to talk about some little bit more this idea of doing what we're supposed to do when we're supposed to do it. Right? This door's closed. Not supposed to go this way. This door's open. Go this way. Right? As we practice, we want to, especially for today's practice, because this is part of what I'm doing, all right, we want to keep that in mind, that go back to this idea, what do I want to cultivate? What am I going to keep in my practice? How can I quiet the mind, right, so that I'm not actively thinking about too much of anything other than paying attention to all of the things that I'm doing in practice. How do we do that? What do we do? First thing, acknowledge that whatever that process is for you exists. What happens? Get caught up in the emotion and want to keep this, or I want to do that. When I seriously, and you're gonna see this a couple of times this morning. I have been anticipating coming back in this room and teaching this class. It has been, as I look back, right, is acknowledging what's there, what's the road, what's the path, what are we doing here, right? I have been looking back at this particular class, and it has been a comfort. It has been a strengthening series for me. And it's been in some ways, a revelation to me in my own practice. As I go through each of the exercises, I've found something a little bit more that every time, pretty much every time, this learning process, right? And I'm going to, you know where I'm going with this. I'm tying it right back into this is the path I'm supposed to be doing. This is what I'm supposed to be doing, right? This is the path. So, here we are. And this is me smiling and laughing because it feels good to be here. It's really, going away and coming back home. And I'm hopeful that some part of this idea, this lesson, gets incorporated into your practice as well, because it gives you so much more to work with. All of it positive. All right. Pushing the mountain, feet about shoulder width apart. Breathe in, palms up. Breathe out, press down. Bend the knees. Breathe in, palms up. Breathe out, press out. Open the lagom, pull in and down. Breathe in, push out. As you push out, keep your back straight. Pull back your first finger just a little bit so that you open the palm. Smile. Push out. As you pull in, pay attention to the middle finger, the heart channel, and press down. Coordinate the extension of the arms with the knees. So that both reach their end point at the same time. Sink through the heel. Grip through the toes just a little bit. Pull up through the umfang. Bubbling well. One more. Hands down on both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Rest for a second. As we pay attention to the kinds of things that we want to pay attention to in our practice, what do we want to pay attention to? What do we want to cultivate? This idea that there are some negative things I don't want, and positive things that I do want. What kinds of things might I want? In working with our breath, we want this full, open, extended breath that opens and closes and continues throughout each movement. It's long and it's drawn out, and it has resonance through the body in the same way that if you're singing, right, body resonates with the sound that you're making. In Qigong, the breath resonates through the body, connects with the internal breath, the internal qi, to drive the movement. The more we can connect the external breath and the internal breath, the easier it is to connect the internal energy. That's what gives us the ability to pay attention to whatever we've decided to pay attention to. I'm going to be happy that I'm in this room right now. It's going to be a great day. I have things planned. I'm going to do some productive things today and here we go. That energy gives me the ability to take that into the physical body, which reinforces that idea. So physical body is nice and happy and relaxed, right? I'm thinking about all these good things, this good thought, right? Physical body, open, happy, relaxed. Okay, great. Now, physical body is open, happy, and relaxed. My mind starts to wander over to these negative things that I really don't want to have to pay attention to at all. My physical body helps to bring me back, because the physical body is now happily moving in concert with my breath. That gives me the energy to bring my thoughts back to where I want them, which is my practice. Set 3, Wild Goose Flying. And the idea of flying is something I really enjoy, actually. All right, and breathe in, palms up. Breathe out, press down, bend the knees. Hands to both sides. Up along the center. And down to the knees. Extend from the back, not through the hands. The arms open from the mid-back. And down. Relax. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. And breathe out. Breathe in. Relax. Stay focused. It's not easy. Open. Pay attention to the muscles across the top of the back. 2 more. And just under the shoulders. Just under the shoulder blade. Last time. Up. Sink. Palms up. Press down on both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels, and lower. I'm going to review before we start for set 4. Diagonal flying. Turn the toes, up, down, come back to center, turn the toes on the other foot, up, and down, come to center. Keep space between the legs. You can sink more or less. Don't lean forward. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. And breathe in. Breathe out. Turn to the left and up. Breathe in. And down. Breathe out. Come back to center. Relax through the whole back. Extend through the back leg. Remember to release the hip as you sink. Breathe in. Breathe out. Stay over your sustaining leg. In that case, your right leg. Up. Stay over your left leg. Come down in between and just behind the heel of your sustaining leg. Breathe in, and breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. 2 more. Up, down, center. Up, down, center. Last time. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, breathe out. Breathe in, hands down along both sides, breathe out, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in, breathe out. Body alignment, whether you're relaxed, whether you're tense, the way that we approach our practice. So not only what we're doing, how we're thinking, paying attention to, is this the way I should go? Is this what I need to be doing right now? Right? These kinds of things let us get the junk out of the way and develop the clarity to see through all of the cloudiness, the mushiness, to whatever it is that we are going to work on. I decided I'm going to work on this today. What am I going to work on today? Right? Whatever it is that we've decided we're going to work on today. Tomorrow could be different. Right? Lots of things to work on. What are we going to work on today? This pay attention to the alignment, pay attention to this, pay attention to that, gives us the foundation to move some of these roadblocks out of the way. Set 5, palm supporting heaven. And I'm turned this way for a moment. Right? As we start, we're at the same starting. Breathe in and palms press up and turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This turning, it's not side to side, it's around. So circle, and spiral. Palms connect through the lao womb with the upper dantian, middle dantian, and the lower dantian. Upper dantian, middle dantian, return to the lower dantian, and start again. Pay attention to keeping the back straight and turning through the waist. Not so much this side, right? Turn, 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 turn. Okay? Feet about shoulder width apart. Breathe in, palms up. Breathe out, press down. Breathe in. Sink, press up. And turn. Turn. Center. Sink. Press up. Turn 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Breathe in. Breathe out. 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 Relax through the legs. Relax through the hip. Everything moves. 2 more. Last time. Breathe in. Hands down on both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay. Relax for a second. We have a couple of things to pay attention to with the next 2 sets. Yeah, 3 actually, all of them, but I'm going to pay attention on the next 2 in particular. The foundation for our Qigong system comes from the martial arts. As we practice Qigong, we want to pay attention to the internal workmanship. What are we paying attention to inside? This idea of what's my thought process? How am I thinking about my practice? What am I doing? What am I really doing? Right? I'm going to do this move for you. And I'm going to... lighting change. Sunlight. I didn't do it on purpose. Alright, so as I do this, I'm going to go this direction, and I'm going to show you 2 different versions of the set that we're going to do right now, which is push. 2 versions. Version 1. Version 2. The camera has a different perception than the human eye. In the first one, as I'm hoping it shows, in that first example, I was thinking very much about general BS. I was not really paying attention to what I was doing in the movement. I was thinking about stuff that I really don't want to have to pay attention to, right? Right? I was thinking about that. And you should, whether or not you can on the camera, you're here in person, you would be able to see the difference in the way that I move, the manner of my movement, compared to the second one, in which I was very much paying attention to what I was doing, and I was happy about it, right? Not jumping up and down, joyful, happy, just nice, contented. This feels good. I'm back where I've been, and I like being here, and this feels great. that attitude, that difference in thinking affects your physical body and your practice. Making it so you practice what you want is one of our fundamental goals. We don't want to practice stuff we don't want, right? Why? What's the point? All right. Set 6 and set 7. And the reason I pull these two out right away is that we have push and we have turning palm. Both of these are movements from Wudang Tai Chi. Both have application in a ward off. It says ward off behind it. This also has push on, down, right? Same thing here. We have this idea of ward off. We also have the idea of press. These applications are something that we pay attention to in our Qigong practice because that contributes to our Tai Chi practice. We don't pay attention to them, just like we don't pay attention to other things, to the exclusion of anything else. We pay attention to them in addition to what we're paying attention, what other things we're paying attention to. So as I'm paying attention to syncing and readying my step that I could press out, actively press if there's something there to press against, right? Person, heavy bag, something, right? I'm going to move this out the way. I'm paying attention to that as I prepare. I'm also paying attention to syncing my internal body, return to the dantian, connect the breath, extend the breath through both arms as they turn over. Okay. That extension of the breath is part of what we want to work for. As we do that, paying attention to that I've got a good solid root in my back leg and that I'm not flighty and disconnected through my body. All of that, as well as the application and a couple more things, are what we want to pay attention to. Relax the mind. Don't try to pay attention to any one thing. It's kind of like going on a train ride and you've got the picture window out here and the train's moving slow enough that you can take in this nice vista. You don't want to pay attention just this one tree. You want to pay attention to everything you can see out that window. Right? Same thing here. We don't want that linear pay attention to this one thing. We want that holistic, there's several things going on here and I can see all of them. There's a rabbit over there, there's a deer over there, there's a little ground squirrel over here, right? I can see all of that. You can see all of these different elements as we practice. Feet about shoulder width apart. Stand straight. Breathe in, palms up. Push. Press down, sink. Shift to the right, turn the toes. Push. Sink into the back leg. Don't exceed the knee. Sink. Turn. Push. Don't push into your knee, push down through the heel. Pull in. Connect the breath inside and outside. The inside breath, the internal chi. The internal breath. The outside breath, the lungs, the respiratory system. Open the lao bone in the center of the palm. As you extend, reach out through the center of the palm and pull in. Keep going. Turn through the hip. Keep the leg open. Two more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Last time, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Hands down along both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Don't go anywhere. And breathe in again. Palms up. Breathe out. Shift onto the right. Turn on the toes. Both palms up. Press out. Pay attention to both hands. Open the palm. Breathe in. Breathe out. 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 Upper arm. Elbow a little bit lower than the shoulder. Wrist a little bit lower than the elbow. Lower hand beneath the upper hand palm. Both hands work together. Both hands arrive at the same time. Extend through the back leg as you extend the hands. Two more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Sink from underneath and turn over. Return. Center. Last time. And back to center. And again, last time. Pull in, hands down on both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right, we have 2 more sets. Hold the ball. This is ward off, pull down. So we start, hold the ball, and extend. This, as with set 9, hand strum and lute, both have applications in our Tai Chi system. as we come around for Xingyi, for Qigong, excuse me. I was thinking about Xingyi classes, right? And for Qigong classes. As we're paying attention to Qigong, right? This turn to bring the hands into alignment, to hold the ball. Pay attention to the connection between the laogong so that your hands actually feel that connection. You want that connectedness as if you've got some taffy or something sticky stuck to both hands and you're trying to pull them apart, and they don't really want to go apart, they want to stay together. That's what you want right here. Lower hand at the hip, upper hand just below your shoulder. So no, yes. Okay? This is not, no, don't do this. No, it's here. All right. As the lower hand comes out, it has this idea of this is ward off, right? It has this idea of ward off. A sense of a little bit of buoyancy and a lot of strength with just a little bit of bounce behind it. The other hand, pull down, very connected, very, very much stuck to what it's pulling on. As you pull down, there should be the sense of resistance in both arms, so that as you pull down, it's as if that connectedness is still there and you're trying to separate the hands, and you have to work at it. Not too much, so it shouldn't be extra physical effort too much, but it should be there. It needs to be connected. The same as we step out, push down through the back leg. As the hands arrive, the whole body arrives together, right? Keep the connection with the breath. Keep the connection through the body. Feet about shoulder width apart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Shift right, hold the ball. Little step left, extend, and come back to center. Left side, hold the ball. Extend on the right. Come back to center. As you reach out, sink down. So as much as you press outward, press down. Through the legs, and pull up through the crown of the head. Breathe in. Breathe out. 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 Relax through the shoulder as the arm comes up. Let that turn happen. Don't force it, just let it happen. Right there. 2 more. Relax the shoulder, drop the elbow. Last time. Center. And extend. Come back to center Hands down along both sides, pull up through the crown of the head, raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pei Pa Gong. Hand strum the lute. We have application for this in our Tai Chi form, but the Qigong practice, a little bit different, because we're paying attention to a couple of connections that we don't pay attention to in the application from Tai Chi. Both Lao Gong are going to connect just below the eye and just below the lip, opposite. Let me slow that down a minute. So as I'm here, my upper hand connects to the eye on the same side. The lower hand connects just here on the same side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These connections, again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, are through the Lao Gong and through the center of the body. Okay, so very much pay attention to the center, center line. Pay attention to the connection from the small heavenly circle as it comes around and returns to the lower Tantien. Feet about shoulder width apart. Breathe in. Breathe out. Pei Pa Gong. Shift onto the right. On the left heel, both hands come up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come to center. On the right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come back to center. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax the shoulders. Keep the shoulders well down. Work from underneath the arms. Pay attention to your armpit. Open. Smile. Come back to center. Again, breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. 2 more. Open the waist. Allow the hip to move. Don't force it, but don't stop it either. Circle. Last time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And come to center. And again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come to center. Hands down along both sides. Pull up through the crown of the head. Raise the heels and lower. Stay there. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. All right. I talked about a lot of things today. One thing I didn't talk about, and it'll come back, is this idea of returning to center. That you find that home that you always come back to. That whatever you're doing in your movement, however you're turning, however you're bending and shifting or turning here and doing this, whatever it is you're doing, you can always come back to center. That ability gives us, oh, so way much more than it seems on its surface. And this idea that you're driving down the road and there's a road closed sign, so you can't go that way. Trying to go into a shop and they close the door and turn the sign over and say it's closed. Do you want to go there? Did you really need to go there? Is that something that you need to overcome? Come back tomorrow when the store's open? If that's the problem, maybe that's a solution. Detour along the road. Well, the road's washed out and there's a bridge that's collapsed. You don't really want to go that way. Okay? You don't want to look for a way around that roadblock. You want to go a different way. Roadblocks up there. They were painting the lines on the road, and they forgot to take the signs down. Maybe I do want to go that way. It's 40 miles shorter than going around. Looking at what we've got to deal with, deciding how we're going to manage it, and picking what is good for us. This is not going to be good for me. I'm not going this way. This looks a whole lot better. I think I'm going to go this way. Making those decisions in our practice as well as in our daily life. In our practice, I don't want to think about all of the junk. I want to cultivate calmness, peacefulness, a quiet mind, an alert mind, and the physical ability to balance my body and my mind through my practice. That's what I want. And this other stuff. I hope today's lesson was informative. I know I talked a lot. And I appreciate that y'all are here. Again, I'm looking around the room and I'm being very happy. I really am to be back in here. I'll be back here tomorrow. Same room, different class. Wudang's Wudang Qigong's advanced session, sets 10 through 18. A little more physical effort involved, a little bit more focus to pay attention to that effort and to what's going on inside. Hope you'll join me. Thank you.